Hey everybody, this is only my second video on my channel, so I wanted to share something a little special with everyone. At least it's something special to me because it's probably the reason that I'm alive. This is my grandfather's helmet from World War II, and as you can see there's a little bullet hole in the front of it. There's a story behind that I'll get into in a second. Behind it I've got a couple small things that belong to him. I've got a book of the 121st Infantry Regiment, which he belonged to. I've got a small rub-on sticker from the 8th Division, which he belonged to, and a map of where his infantry actually was trained in Ireland and then where they were deployed throughout the entirety of World War II. Now I've also got a copy of his discharge papers and a few other things there. But I want to get into this little short story about how this helmet came to have this little bullet hole in it. So, a few days after Normandy and the U.S. troops landed, my grandfather was part of the troops that were clearing hedgerows in France. And I guess he was the first one to jump over this particular hedgerow. He got a running start and he had jumped over. And right as he had jumped over and through the hedgerow, he came face to face with a Nazi soldier. I believe the soldier was probably 18 or 19 years old, and before my grandfather could raise his gun, the Nazi soldier shot him right through the middle of his helmet, and then right out the back. There's the exit right there. Now, he went down, my grandfather went down, and then his buddies jumped over the hedgerow, and needless to say, they got the Nazi soldier. And when they did that, they plucked a couple of his pins off, because if my grandfather survived, maybe, as terrible as it sounded, you might want them as a souvenir or something. And this particular one right here, I'm not sure what this is, but this is some kind of a Hitler Youth pin. If anybody has any idea, just leave it in the comments. I used to know what it was, but I can't remember. And this one right here is some kind of a Winter Hunger Drive pin. I believe maybe they gave it out to Hitler Youth or just soldiers that participated in some kind of a Winter Hunger Drive over there. But anyways, they got those off of him. And let's take a look at this helmet. That's the story. They had, he survived, my grandfather survived because of this helmet. And, afterwards they airlifted into England. And there's a little bit of another story to that. I'm actually going to tell it in a different episode here. I want to make an episode dedicated to my grandfather. Let's take a look at this helmet. As you saw on the outside, that's where the bullet entered right there. And that's where it exited. The inner liner of the helmet is that fiberglass liner, and it's really beat up, obviously, because it's been through hell and back. Let's take the liner out here carefully. Still got the chin strap and everything. Yeah, there's the inside there. Actually, I don't know. I think it's in remarkably good shape for what it's been through. Obviously, it's compromised, but... And here's your shell. Shot right through the shell. And if his head wasn't sitting right here, that bullet actually, it grazed his head, and he had a scar for the rest of his life. It was pretty badass looking. I'm sure it wasn't badass for him, but that's what it was. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other things that I have here. This book is actually very interesting. I believe that they gave these books out to all of the regiments. I've seen a few of them. Look, there's the same map. Seen a few of these online. They give them out to all the regiments. Tells them, it was the history of the regiment during the combat of World War II. It's actually very fascinating. As you can see, I've got it all marked off where it mentions my grandfather's company, Company L. And this is that map that you just took a peek at there in the book. They trained up here in Ireland, in Belfast, and when they were deployed, Utah Beach. Now I think it was D-Day plus 28 when they had got there, but I can't be sure right now. I have to double check, but let me think on that, because I'm probably wrong. So there's a lot of research that I have to do into this, guys, and a lot of it's missing. Apparently there was a fire, something, I don't know. But, this is the path that they took. My grandfather was not involved in all of it. I believe he was involved in the Battle of the Bulge and a few other things, but that's for another episode. And I believe he got shot somewhere around here, because he had landed, and only a few short days after that, he was shot in the head, I believe. Now, these are his discharge papers, a few other things. He's got another set for, I think, when he was a military policeman, when he was an MP. But there you go, there's a copy of it. Clarence Leak. Actually, I think he carved his name into the helmet somewhere. Look. There it is right there. You can barely see it. L-E-E-K, Leak. Alright, well, that's what I wanted to show you guys. Just keep in mind, I'm probably going to make another more detailed video if you're interested in learning more about my grandfather here. I just kind of wanted to make a little tribute video to him eventually, but this is simply a video showing the helmet, which is probably my most treasured piece of history that I own. And I actually also have one other helmet. I don't really collect them. I believe it's a Vietnam era helmet. I'm not sure. I'll put a link up here just in case. I'm going to make another video, and you can maybe tell me what it is if you all have any idea. But thanks for watching, and I hope I see you all again. Have a good one.